That's
a fascinating business model.
That's a loose business model.
Yes. I think that's San Francisco's business model as well.
Yeah. I mean, the way the mob used to do it, break the glass, rough up the owners, or I could just drop a deuce in front of your threshold here. So I think that's the relationship.
That's the new move.
All right, shall we bring up Bald Bryan and Teresa Strasser as well? Good to see you guys.
What's happening?
Good to see you.
Yeah, what crazy technology is going on?
I'm in the other room.
Oh, I did not know.
I'm in the green room.
Brian is back in L.A. Teresa is in Arizona, right?
Mm-hmm. Good to see you. Congrats on the book. I don't know how many this is for you, but you're like the John Grisham of transcribed rant books.
Yes, I am. I tell everyone this is my 5th book, but it's really my 6th book because I wrote one with Dr. Drew a million years ago. Dr. Drew and I wrote like a Loveline book back when Loveline was popular, and you had to just... So there was this thing like... In the 60s or the 70s, if you had a popular TV show, you needed to cut an album.
Yeah.
And it's like, but Leonard Nimoy, you can't sing. I don't give a shit. I'm on a popular show. Literally, if you were on half the guys in Bonanza just had their own records.
Right.
And then in the later 90s, when they realized, well... not everyone can sing, but anyone can hire a ghostwriter. So, like in the late 90s, if you had a popular show, there was a book that went along with it. And that, in turn...
It was a highlight of Dr. Drew's career, probably. When he was in med school, he was thinking, I hope I can write a book with Adam Carolla one day.
Oh, yeah. He knew you arrived. So, it is my 6th book, which is insane. And if you guys get the book, you got to get the audiobook and the written book, because... The audiobook, there's a lot of riffs and jags and sort of extra stuff that goes on there.
I'm excited. The audiobook, how much hours did it take you to record? Because I don't think people realize when you have to record every word and there's some guy sitting there saying, no, you misspoke there. It's a lot. I thought that was one of the toughest things of writing a book.
The audiobook sucks, especially if you're a bad student like I am, and you have to read even your own words. It's painful. And what they would do is they block out, 3 afternoons, and I did it at my studio. So what I started figuring out is I could get over it emotionally if I would just meet Dawson, the engineer there, and I'd say, show up an hour early on Tuesday, or can you come on Saturday? We'll do 2 hours. And this whole kind of chip away mentality, even if it's something you hate, and nobody hates reading or reading out loud more than I do.
My 9-year-old might disagree there.
We could have some
It's been rough during the lockdown trying to get him.
Well, we could have some sort of dunce-off or something to see who got the golden cap and sat in the corner. But
So you think you can dunce?
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you duncer than a 9-year-old? So if you break it into little pieces, you can kind of do it. I actually approach sex that way as well. If you want to go for a 90-minute session, I'm out. If you want to break it into a lot of 85-second bits, we can get this done. We'll get to the finish line.
Chapter 1, foreplay.
That's right. So we're going to do blah, blah, blog. We're going to do the news. I'm not sure. What else are we doing, Max Pata?
A live read.
A live read. Oh, as well. Sorry. Let me
there
just
you go.
Adam, I love how you came out of the gates with the local humor, the Bob's Big Boy reference. The nearest one, according to their website, is in Cleveland, Ohio.
I was thinking about... I had a thought. How dare you?
Stop pandering to these Nashville crowds.
I know.
Yeah.
But he really is a symbol of the white man that really can't be denied. If you look at Bob's Big Boy, he's big. He's got those coveralls.
Have you? Sorry to cut you off. Have you been to a Waffle House?
I've been to a Waffle House.
I think they're open here. You guys are in L.A. You can't do anything, but I think we're up and running. You can go to a restaurant at least.
I went to a Waffle House in Atlanta, in Georgia, I guess, outside of Road Atlanta. I did a car race at Road Atlanta. I went to the Waffle House. The the thing about the Waffle House that I enjoyed myself, although it's weird because they don't really have. You walk into a Waffle House and you go, "Where's my ticket? Who's first? Who's second?" They just go, "Oh, we'll figure it out." And you're like, "How's that work?" So it seems a little like anarchy. It's like that city in the middle of Seattle. But I always marvel at the sign for the Waffle House because there's no less creative signage ever. It's
straightforward.
It's big yellow blocks with black letters, uppercase, Waffle House. Like, it is speaking to their clientele.
And it works.
It is the exact opposite. If anyone finds a beer here that says Leinenkugel on it, you could stare. There, you know, how far is the closest Leinenkugel brewery to where we are, Brian?
That's in Kenosha, Wisconsin, actually.
No, I did. No, think about it. If you're at home or here, whatever, the Leinenkugel, if you're driving down the freeway and you could pass a Leinenkugel beer sign 700 times and have no fucking idea what that sign says. Waffle House, you can read from outer space.
Yes.
And also, it's not ambiguous at all. What is that place? It's a house of waffles. What goes on inside said house? Well, they have waffles.
Yes.
It's all there.
It's a fantastic place. And I don't know about you, but the ability to go to a restaurant after you hadn't been to a restaurant for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It was an incredibly liberating experience. You forget how awesome a lot of things that we take for granted. Just to be able to walk into a restaurant and sit and eat or have a beer like a lot of people are doing out here. You can get into whether or not the lockdown was stupid, and I think for the most part it was and is. But it's amazing how many awesome things we totally take for granted. Making the world a better place here by making you guys sit here and reflect.
I hope you run into somebody who's recently lost their sight, and then you can explain, right, you take it for granted, and then one day you live in a world of blackness, like me in the Waffle House. I had to go 5 weeks without going to a waffle. I mean, we took out, but I couldn't eat in.
Yes.
But I feel your pain, my blind brother.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Bob's Big Boy. Yeah. So I was thinking about my Bob's Big Boy joke, and I was thinking, does anyone know what a Bob's Big Boy statue even looks like out here? I know they had them when I was growing up, but then I heard there was 80 of them. They're probably all closed now, but aren't they a little ubiquitous? Like, didn't they make it into movies and
I think people would know
stuff
that
like
here,
that?
even if it's not in the geographic region.
You know Bob's Big Boy? Thank you. Thank you for your...
They have a Shoney's Big Boy. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for your joke support. I'll need it later in the second show. All right. Geico, 30 seconds worth of Geico. Things are interesting these days. A lot of people sharing out there. Now, Geico is going to give a little something back. 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for current and new customers because Geico's committed to the long haul. 15% for the full term of the policy. Go to geico.com/giveback for eligibility. All right, shall we play a little blah, blah, blog? Are you ready to do that?
It's time for Blah, Blah, Blog. The game where we match the celebrity with their retarded online rant. Let's play.
The celebs are blowing harder than they've ever blown before. Like, I feel like the skipper of that ship, like George Clooney in A Perfect Storm. It's like, I've been at sea for 30 years. I've never seen this. I've been in Hollywood for 25 years and I've heard them blow. But the last 10 minutes, they fucking ratcheted up their gale force hot air and they are blowing extra. I mean, this is like a category 3 now.
Oh, I mean, the mix of all the different people with like one line
Oh, yeah.
You know, like first they sang the song, was it Imagine?
That's the best.
Which was so uncomfortable. And then they had, everybody was apologizing. Did
The
you see
blowhard
the
collage.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Yeah. Hey, listen, celebrities, white celebrities, it's one thing to talk and apologize, but it's a completely different thing to physically flog yourself. Then that's what we're getting to. You know those weird religions where once a year they just walk down the street, get the fucking cat o' nine tail.
Yeah.
Come on, celebrities, I want to see some blood. Let's do it. Your words are empty. I want flogging.
Who do you think is the most likely to actually flog themselves? On Instagram.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. I think Sean Penn could probably get, like, Charles Barkley to pick up a flip-flop. And Sean would put his hands behind his back, and Charles would just smack him across the face. And then he'd yell, "Thank you. May I have another?"
And it would go viral, and people would be like, Sean Penn's so brave.
Probably get a couple of clicks if Sean...
If Sean Penn took a flip-flop to the face?
Yeah.
That's a good one to pick.
I'd watch that video. But what I'm saying, celebs, I've heard all the talk. Bust out the flip-flops. Let's get the flopping. All right, sorry. Dawson, what do you got?
The black activists, organizers, and advocates who have been fighting for abolition aren't asking for your permission or thoughts on their movement. Please stop trying to white-splain defund the police. Let our spectacular black leaders lead us to a better way. Black Lives Matter. Is it Rose McGowan, Alyssa Milano, or Stanley Tucci?
This is great. I knew it was a white person.
Wow.
This is real? One of the three of them actually tweeted this?
Yes,
Our
these
black
are real.
leaders. Our black leaders.
All right, is this... And by the way, are we white-splaining now? I thought we were just mansplaining.
Oh, yeah. We're everything-splaining now.
So, that is unbelievable if that's real.
That's why you got to... That's why you got to play the game.
You can't even satirize this stuff anymore. Like, that sounds like something if you and I were sitting in the back trying to come up with the most awkward tweet a white person could send, that's what it would be.
Clay, I got news. You're not that good. you couldn't have come up with that shit.
That may very well be accurate.
Don't try to joke-splain to me. Don't you condescend to me by joke-splaining, you mansplaining white-splainer. What other splaining might we look forward to in the future? Horse-splaining?
I don't know where it ends.
Listen, I can tell you that I've had the Jew-splain. When you're the only Jewish kid in the class and it's Hanukkah, they bring you up in front of the class and you have to Jew-splain the Festival of Lights.
You Jew-splain?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you use your white privilege to help you Jew-splain, or am I mansplaining or white-splaining too much right now?
No, we got to back up a few steps. Teresa, explain to our audience what a Jew is.
Yeah.
We all have the Old Testament.
She said too much. Get her.
Yeah, you probably don't encounter a lot of Jews at the Waffle House. Probably. All right, so Stanley Tucci, Rose McGowan, and who was the third?
Alyssa Milano.
Ooh, God, this is tough. It's a Mount Rushmore, blowhards. Tucci was in that video where he was disgusted with himself.
But he hasn't been slapped in the face yet, which is really...
Not with the flip-flop.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know that I buy it until we see him actually assaulted.
I'm going to ask that all white celebrities take my Charles Barkley flip-flop challenge.
Yes.
Okay?
And that's a big flip-flop.
And look... you idiots were dumping frozen blocks of ice on your head. Like you just did the whole frozen water.
Yes, everybody
dunk,
did that.
Right? This isn't going to hurt any more than that.
I agree. I
I
think
don't
it needs to
know,
spread through
Adam.
Hollywood.
I'm very worried. Mia Farrow seems frail, and I don't want anything to happen to her.
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, I'll tell you what. For Mia Farrow and Jane Fonda and Babs, for all the ladies that are over 70, Barkley will get them in the meaty part of the thigh. I can compromise. I'm not an asshole. I'm not an animal.
That's nice.
For the young leading men, Ty,